Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be talking about my tattoos, which is actually a pretty highly requested video. I didn't think people would necessarily really care about my tattoos, but yeah, I've actually gotten quite a few questions about them, or like requests to talk about it. There's not a lot to say though, so don't expect too much. Like, none of my tattoos have any deep meanings or anything like that. I don't think that you need to have a specific reason or important life event to get a tattoo based off of. I mean, that's cool if that's what you want to do, but I personally also think that you can just get tattoos if you want tattoos, and so that's pretty much what I did. I just don't think that it really matters. If you like the way a tattoo looks, just get it. I'm just gonna go in order from like the first one I got to the last one. I only have 6, so it's not really going to take that long to go through them. I'm just going to, I guess, kind of like talk about when I got them and why, I guess. Okay, so the first one I got is this rose right here. So I got that, I actually got it on the day of my 21st birthday, so I'm about to turn 23, so I got it almost 2 years ago. And literally, so I wanted a tattoo for a long time. Like, it's funny because I had saved pictures in my phone of like since my freshman year at college of like rose tattoos like on people's hands and like on their legs and like on their rib cage, and I just love the way rose tattoos look. And then I actually got into listening to Kali Uchis, I think is how you say it. I got into listening to her music and I was really inspired by the rose that she actually has in the same spot as the one I have. So I was really inspired by her and her tattoo, and so I just been thinking about it for a long time. And then actually the night before my birthday, I was like, I'm just gonna get a stupid tattoo tomorrow. I'm just gonna walk in somewhere, you know, like I'll just get a heart, like something basic. I kind of wanted to just get a tattoo. And then when I got there, I don't know what got into me because I wasn't really planning to, I mean, I was kind of thinking about it, but it wasn't something where I was like, I'm for sure gonna get a rose on my hand as my first tattoo, because a lot of people think that hand tattoos are like, you shouldn't get them or they're ugly or whatever. So I walked in and then I just decided that I just was gonna get one on my hand in that spot, like literally that second. So I was just a walk-in appointment. I went to this place called, actually all my tattoos I've gotten at this place called Super Genius Tattoo in Seattle. So I went to this guy named Robbie. Yeah, and I loved what he drew up. I loved the placement when he put it on my hand, and I was just like super stoked. My mom saw me that day actually because she was bringing me like my present for my birthday, because it was literally on my birthday, and she wasn't like upset about it. I mean, she wasn't happy, but she wasn't like, which I really appreciate. Like, neither of my parents, they kind of will make like snide remarks here and there just because they're more, I mean, they're older, so I feel like their generation tattoos are more of a faux pas, so they'll kind of make like little remarks here and there, but overall they've been pretty accepting of my tattoos, and they don't really like really bother me about it. So yeah, that was my first one. The pain, it was weird. It really didn't hurt that bad. I mean, I think it felt better because I could watch it as it was happening. So I mean, the rest of the ones where I couldn't watch, it almost hurt more because you just didn't know where the needle was going to go next. But I really liked being able to watch it as it was happening. And then actually, when he started going over my knuckle right here, my hand kind of actually went numb. So that sounds gross, but like I didn't really feel anything because my hand went numb. And then also it was kind of hard to move my thumb afterwards. So it didn't really hurt that bad. It actually probably hurt the least out of all the ones I've gotten, which is surprising because you'd think of like over bone it would hurt really bad, but it really wasn't that bad. So yeah, I got that one about 2 years ago. And then I still kind of had the mindset where, oh, like if I get this tattoo, like will this job hire me? Or if I get this tattoo, like, you know, like what are people gonna think? I mean, I was only 21 at the time. And so I just didn't really get any right after that, even though I still like tattoos, just because I was like, did I make a mistake by getting the rose on my hand? You know, like I had a few moments where I thought that way. Not that I've ever thought it was ugly or really regretted it, but it was more just me being stupid and like caring too much about what people think, which I have never understood why people have an opinion. I mean, side rant, but like I've never understood why people have opinions about other people's, what they put on their bodies. Like, if I want to get a rose on my hand, why should anyone else's opinion matter, you know? So I'm glad I don't think like that anymore. But yeah, I kind of like had a few moments where I was like, oh, should I have gotten that? So I waited a while to get my second one. I actually waited almost 2 years. I waited 1.5 years. In April, I think I actually vlogged this one. Yeah, I vlogged me getting this one. So this one right here. So the sun is probably my second favorite tattoo that I have. Just because I don't know, I've always loved, a lot of my tattoos I feel like are kind of inspired by other people. But I've always loved sun tattoos, and I've always loved tattoos on people's forearms. So I don't know if you guys watch YouTube, I'm sure that you might know of the Arnell and Ashley, the two twins who do makeup. I think it's Arnell. She has a sun on her forearm as well. And it's just one of those things where when you see something and you're just like, you love it immediately. Like when I saw the sun on her forearm, this is like a couple years ago, maybe like my sophomore year of college, but when I saw the sun on her arm, I was like, I love that. Like, I love the way that looks. And so ever since then, I've kind of wanted one. And then I really don't know why I decided to go in, because once again, my son was a walk-in appointment. Sarah and I were talking about me getting it for a while, and then one Saturday we were just like, I think I was on spring break, so we had time. We were just like, let's go see if they have openings. And so we just walked in, and yeah, I just got the sun done. This one, same tattoo place, but it was done by this guy named Matt. And it's funny because his stepmom I think, or mother-in-law or something like that, actually commented on my tattoo vlog, and it was like, that's so crazy. Like, she didn't know when she clicked on the video that it was her son-in-law, but she was like, that's so crazy, that's my son-in-law, blah blah blah. And then when I went in to get my other tattoos, he was like, yeah, so my stepmom or my mother-in-law saw your video, and she saw me in your video. And I just thought it was funny because, I mean, what are the chances that she would click on a random tattoo vlog? So this one wasn't that painful. I don't really think forearm would be that painful. It's not really like, I mean, if you pinch yourself there, it's not like a crazy amount of sensation. So it wasn't that bad, but it did take the longest. I think it took like 1.5 hours to do. I just loved it immediately when he drew it up. I just showed him a couple pictures online of what I want, like kind of what I wanted, and I just loved immediately what he drew up. So getting the sun kind of inspired me to get a lot more tattoos. Well, not a lot more, but I mean, in the span of like 3 months, I got, I think, 5 tattoos, so I got quite a bit. But yeah, I really liked the fact that I got the sun. And then a week later, literally, I was just, if you've gotten tattoos, I feel like you know the feeling where you get a tattoo and then you just like want to get more. So literally a week later, I walked into the same tattoo shop, and I just like, because I was also inspired, again, all my tattoos are like inspired by people. My friend has a similar font tattooed on her body. The tattoo that I'm talking about, I didn't even say, is this one right here, the 1995. So it's my birth year, and my friend has the same font. It's old English style font, so she has that same font on her foot, but it's just, I forget what the word even is, but it's letters. I was like, I really love that font. I want to get my birth year in that font, because I mean, what other numbers would I really put? That one hurt pretty bad, actually. I don't know, I think it was because the lines are so thick, kind of like there was so much to shade in that even though it looks really small, it was pretty painful. It kind of felt like you were getting your blood drawn almost. I mean, actually both of them, the sun and the numbers, kind of felt like I was getting my blood drawn, but the sun wasn't that bad, only when he got up to my, like where my arm bends, but the 1995 kind of just hurt the whole time, but it went by pretty quick. The same guy who did the rose did the 1995, so I like knew when I walked in that if he was gonna do it, I was probably gonna like it. So yeah, that one was pretty quick. I think I was in and out in like 1 hour or so, 1.5 hours. I've had people who like, like I kind of forget that I have it. And so I've had people be like, oh, were you 22? And I'm like, what? And like, the number on your arm, is that your birth year? And I'm like, oh yeah, like duh. So then after that, I got my last 3 tattoos all in one appointment. So it didn't really take that long because they're kind of small, but I got this dagger on my finger, and then the word resilience across my hand, and then I got a butterfly on my elbow. So yeah, I got this done at the same place, Super Genius Tattoo, but I got them done by a girl actually this time. Her name's Tom, and I love her style. I think it's old school tattoos. No, traditional. Old school. Traditional. I like traditional style tattoos, and so she does a lot of that kind of stuff, and so yeah, I wanted to go to her. So the dagger is probably the favorite tattoo that I have. I had seen pictures before of the dagger going over the knuckle, and I don't know, I really like the way it looks. I just like more intense kind of tattoos, I guess. I mean, the thinner lines and stuff like that I like too, but I don't know, I like how much this just stands out. So when I first got it, I wasn't quite sure how I felt about it, because it's one of those ones that looked really weird until it healed. Like when it was just like so dark, and like the ink had gotten all over everywhere, and it took a long time to wash out actually. So when I first got it, I was like, I don't really know how I feel about that. But now it's my favorite that I have. I don't know, I just love hand tattoos, so like I feel like no matter what, my hand tattoos are gonna be probably my favorite. And the dagger was probably the most painful one that I've gotten done. Just mostly when she got up to the point where my nail bed almost was, it felt like she was like literally almost going into my nail. Like, sorry to do that graphic, but it hurt like so bad at this point. Down here it wasn't that bad, but she also had to go over it twice because it's a hand tattoo or a finger tattoo, and so they wear off quicker, and so she wanted to like get really deep in the skin, and so she went over it twice. And oh my god, the first time hurt, and then the second time was literally like, I was like she was like, are you okay? You're acting like you're dead. Because I didn't want to like show that I was in pain, you know, so I was just laying there like fuck. But yeah, so that was the first one she did at that appointment. And then the second one, this one went by really fast actually, the word resilience. And actually this is like the only tattoo really that I've gotten that has a meaning to it. So I got the word resilience because if you watch some of my videos, I really want to do a video talking about it, because I know it's something that a lot of people will struggle with, and I don't know, I just feel like it'd be important for me to kind of talk about it and not be, because I'm kind of scared to talk about it. I deal with depression pretty bad, or I've dealt with it pretty bad in the past. It's getting better, or it's gotten better, but I've gone through some really bad times mentally, like in my life. I really don't want to cry. Yeah, I've gone through some really bad times mentally, so it's just, I feel like resilience was the perfect word to get on my hand, because it's just like, I want to be resilient through, and I have been resilient through the times that I've struggled through. It's kind of a symbol of where I've been and what I've overcome, I guess. I will do a video talking about it more, because that's like kind of just touching the surface and being really vague and kind of annoying. But yeah, that's why I got this tattooed, and I got it in the same font as I got the 1995, just because I really like that font, and I just like how it looked on my hand. Like, there was like a couple fonts that I was like going back and forth with, and then she put this on my hand, and I was like, yeah, I for sure want this one. So, and the last one we did of the appointment is this butterfly. So this is in traditional style, and yeah, I've always liked butterfly tattoos too. There's no really special meaning to it. Once again, I was inspired because Mimi Lashiri, she's like, I think pretty popular on Instagram. She has a butterfly tattoo in, I think, kind of the same area, different style, but like kind of the same area. And so I really like how it's tilted like that. And so when I saw it, I was like, wow, that looks really cool. So basically it's like any tattoo that I see and I just like fall in love with it immediately, I probably will end up getting it. So, because I'm not a very creative person by myself, so like thinking of tattoos myself, I don't know how well I would do with that. But like, I like seeing stuff on people and then kind of changing it to how I want it to look or something that I would like for my body and then doing that. So this one didn't hurt that bad. She said it was going to, like she warned me before. She was like, this is probably gonna hurt the worst out of the 2 we've done. And after doing the dagger, I was like, how is the freak is that gonna hurt worse? But yeah, it wasn't really that bad at all. I don't know if I was just like running off of adrenaline from the other 2, but it didn't really feel like anything. It took a while though. I think probably just the lines or something. I feel like it took longer than I thought it would. I think it's my sister's favorite, actually. The butterfly, I think, is her favorite. And yeah, it's just a basic butterfly. I think I found it on Google or something like that. And just looked it up and was like, I kind of want one like this, and so that's what she drew. It's funny because I always forget about it because I can't see it, and then I'll kind of catch it in the mirror and be like, oh, I really like that. So anything else to say about my tattoos? I forget the price on all of them, so I can't really talk about that. I know if you're thinking about getting a tattoo, a lot of places will have like a, I forget what it would even be called, but it's like a base price. So no matter what size you get, even if you get like a small heart, it'll probably still be like $80. But I think it depends on the place. I do want to get more tattoos. I just don't know what yet. And I also don't want to ever, not that I don't like when people are fully tattooed. I think some people can look really cool that way. But I don't think I would be able to pull off being fully tatted. So I want to kind of pick and choose what I get and not have like a crazy amount, just because I don't know how I would look with a crazy amount. So I think that's it for this video. I don't really know what else to talk about, I guess, for them. If I ever get more, I will do an updated tattoo video or tattoo tour video. So yeah, I hope this answered all your guys' questions on my tattoos though. I don't really know what else to say, so yeah, I guess that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video.